Hey guys, this video is about the potential dangers of representing a seller who has a current listing agent whom they're dissatisfied with, who they are probably blaming the fact that their property isn't selling on. So, things to think about. Those agents who have experience, who have been in this situation, I know I've been there multiple times now, that it is 9 times out of 10 the seller being a very difficult person to work with. And the fault that lies on the agent is that we're not setting clear expectations. Or, like in my case, this has, been something that I've had to overcome. I will offer almost too many options to sellers, and then that ends up getting misconstrued. You want to be customizing your service for that particular client, for that particular property. We know the one size fits all model doesn't work. But that being said, you still need to set certain precedences. And, something that will never cease to surprise me is that, like, archaic, notion. I mean, I don't know if this ever was the case, but that if you sign a listing agreement with an agent, with a brokerage, that it's a guarantee that your home is going to sell or your property is going to sell, especially at the price that you're listing it for. And no, it's never a guarantee. And I think that, sometimes sellers have this expectation that, like, oh, well, a real estate agent must know a buyer. That's their job. No, it doesn't work like that. At least it's not a guarantee. And we need to do as much vetting for our clients that we encourage them to do, to us, right? I think that, especially this is for brokers, make sure that you tell your agents, don't be so, I guess, overwhelmed with getting a listing or, finding a property for a buyer and getting that commission, that you deprioritize working with reasonable people. That is the most important thing. It will protect you from doing, work that you're not compensated for, and also liability. I mean, I've had a couple clients in my 20 years of experience now that have actually been licensed, in the real estate industry, who, were still operating on what real estate used to be like 20 years ago. And just were, such difficult clients that I ended up, having to walk away. And I was just thinking, like, oh my gosh, sometimes people will also um, feel like they want to take on your job. So if you're not clear about what your function is as a real estate agent and what their function is as a seller, those lines can get blurred very quickly. And oftentimes you'll find sellers, and especially if they've been licensed before in real estate, kind of acting like they're the de facto agent and they are just kind of like living vicariously through you. And that can also be a nightmare. So I find that with my clients, all my clients, whether they are seasoned investors, contractors, flippers, first time home buyers, just saying, hey, look, I have options on my website. You fit into one of those three categories of, what I have to offer. I'm very detailed. This is what you can expect from me. This is what I expect from you, so that the process goes as smoothly as possible. And a reminder that, again, there are no guarantees in this industry, and you can only hope to have a procedure that makes things easier. But there's, usually always going to be, some kind of unforeseen circumstance that you have to be amenable to on all sides. There's so many more people involved in our transactions now. Communication is key, but just, a heads up, especially to newer agents. Don't get overcome with like the competitive nature of being a salesperson, that you want to say to a seller calling you unhappy with their agent, looking to replace them, oh yeah, your agent sucks, I can do a better job for you. It's like, okay, while that might be true, make sure that you are asking that unhappy seller, what they are unhappy with, what they feel like their agent could be doing better, what they actually like about their agent. You know, do they have realistic expectations? I mean, I'm kind of at the point now when I deal with sellers calling me, you know, complaining about their agent, and I know that that agent's experienced. I'm like, yeah, chances are you're the problem, not the agent. What agent's going to be doing things to not sell the property? You know, it's like common sense. So just something I'm noticing lately. And I'm in the Bay Area, so I'm sure that this is, you know, something that happens, you know, nationwide. But just a reminder to not be in that desperate energy, you know, making sure that you are also choosing clients that you're not going to be wasting your time on, right? I mean, we do that in the early phase of our job to get that kind of experience and know-how, but at a certain point, you need to make sure it's a good fit for both parties. So I hope that helped. Take care.